Well, getting you some more breaking news which is coming in. This is about the exclusive information that we are getting you. Crackdown over the PFI that continues. Top government sources are telling us more about this operation. Sources indicate that presently the operation is over. It was successfully managed by all agencies. So far, there are no reports of any violence or tension. There are recoveries and in fact huge recoveries that have been made. Follow-up action will follow. And all people who have been arrested, over 100 arrests that have happened so far, they'll be produced in different courts across the country. They'll also have to obtain transit remands because a lot of them will have to be brought to the national capital, the NIA headquarters. Many voices against the PFI, even from within the Muslim community. Those are the details that we are picking up right now. It's a big operation that was conducted by the National Investigation Agency along with the cooperation of multiple agencies. NIA has the mandate to crack down on terror. And against, these charges, in that FIR, all these actions, raids across different states have been conducted. Anand Narasimhan is joining us on the broadcast. Anand, over to you. Take us through the information which is emerging.
Well, big news that's come through is that there have been no reports of any violence or tension. Yes, there have been protests, but they have largely been peaceful. Huge recoveries have been made. There have been lots of incriminating documents that have been unearthed, which have been sealed. In fact, not just from one location, but from multiple locations. The Enforcement Directorate, NIA, have seized multiple documents. There have been huge cash recoveries also made. Bank accounts have been sealed and huge amounts of funds have also been frozen. Everything will be produced in different courts and the transit will happen according to the law, the legal process. What they're saying is there is a huge amount of support on ground for this crackdown, even from the Muslim community, because there are many voices within the Muslim community, groups and organizations who were not happy with the PFI's activities and the way they were functioning and what their agenda was. And there have been multiple complaints which have come from across the board. So these are aspects which the government sources are telling CNN News 18, our investigations editor Manoj Gupta getting us these details. But Anusha, what is important is that it has already been planned. It's a 2-month effort that's now culminated on this, perhaps the biggest ever crackdown as far as an internal security measure that has happened on Indian soil and internally for us. It's been over 2 months. What we're given to understand is the more than 108 people, in fact 114 people have been arrested, if not more, and all of them will be brought to Delhi from various parts of the country and they will be lodged in different jails here.
Okay, I'm cutting across to Arunima as well, who's with us on the broadcast. Arunima, the details that Anand also pointed out, that transit remands will have to be obtained. Of course, there were raids that were conducted, so you will have recoveries that have been made. Do we have any kind of indications, what kind of documents, electronic evidence, what kind of recoveries have been made? Because they will be very, very crucial in the matter, in the investigation going forward.
Yes, let me break this down for you as to what exactly is NIA looking for, what exactly is the Enforcement Directorate looking for. 3 broad parameters. One, evidence to support the terror financing charge. The Enforcement Directorate is looking at any evidence which will support their suspicion that money was being laundered. Now, what is it that the searchers have found out? What is it that the agencies have found out so far? That PFI, in its bid to camouflage the funding, actually pulled out receipts as little as 5 rupees. And they said even rickshaw pullers and daily wagers, out of their everyday earning, gave us donations. Crowdfunding has been shown as the main source of fund for this organization. They have shown that even people who send remittance, expats in Middle East who send remittance to their parents and to their families, send request that out of this, suppose they have sent 1 lakh rupees, then the request is that 50,000 out of this be donated to PFI. They have shown receipts of that as well. All of that will have to be scrutinized by the agencies to see how much is camouflage and how much is reality. But they have a strong suspicion that a lot of this money that is coming in the form of small donation is actually part of a bigger conspiracy that is being hashed. Number 2, terror conspiracy against India, and for that recruitment. For recruitment purposes, these digital devices, more than 100 mobiles, laptops and other digital devices have been seized, we are told. Encrypted platforms like Telegram have often been used to get in touch with each other. So all these digital devices are being sent for forensic tests so that evidence as far as recruitment is concerned can be found from there. And for recruitment and conspiracy, there are pamphlets and there are other documents that have been seized which allegedly shows that there were radical ideas that the office bearers had and they were trying to destabilize ideas about targeting, for example, Bajrang Dal activists, VHP activists, RSS workers in states like Kerala and Karnataka, especially Uttar Kannada district. So these pamphlets and documents are also crucial evidence that has been picked up it's a huge task ahead for the National Investigation Agency.
Yeah.
Out of the 110 plus people who have been arrested, some taken into custody by the police, but we are told 5 FIRs registered by NIA would incorporate these other cases registered by the police also, since they are UAPA cases.
Exactly.
And NIA is the agency concerned for scheduled offences.
For scheduled offences. I'm going back to Anand, who continues to be with us on the broadcast. Anand, as Arunima breaks down the three critical aspects with the agencies looking at financing, conspiracy and recruitment, and the various kind of evidences that the agency will have to collect, could you also tell us a little bit more about the arrests that have happened from the top leadership of the PFI, and how in the past, whether it was the hijab protest that we saw in the state of Karnataka or multiple instances of violence where the organization has been suspected by the state government of being involved in illegal activities and creating nuisance and law and order issues?
Well, see, the top. If you look at the top leadership, what we're given to understand is that there are those who are the organizing members. The entire leadership of or the organizational hierarchy of the PFI is very, very structured. They are very, very careful about how they have built themselves and how they have structured themselves. So they have multiple tiers. Now in these tiers you have their chairman OMA Salam and the vice chairman EA Abdul Rahman. Both of them have been arrested. You have their general secretary Anis Ahmed, he's been arrested. They have three secretaries, Nasiruddin, Afsar Pasha, Mohammad Shakif. All of them have been arrested. So in fact, what's happened is it's not just the PFI functionaries, even the Campus Front of India, Rehab India, there are multiple organizations like the SDPI, which is its political front. All of these, their heads have also been arrested. They have a very, very well-oiled, structured organization which works in a particular manner. And of late, they have also tried to de-link some of their branches and to try and show them as individual entities, to try and de-link them from the PFI. But the authorities are wise to all of this, and they have made sure that all the functionaries across India, across various districts, all of them are nabbed. In fact, the head of Kota, SDPI in Kota, has been actually nabbed from Malappuram in Kerala. He was in Kerala. One of their heads in Jaipur, his residence was raided, but he has been nabbed from Tamil Nadu. So they were in different parts of the country, but their movements were watched and they have all been arrested. 2 cases have been made of UAPA, and there are 3 or 4 cases under PMLA. So the ED has also cracked down, especially those like in Delhi. The PFI head in Delhi, who's been picked up from Shaheen Bagh, has been arrested under PMLA and under charges of money laundering.
All right, Anand, I'll come back to you. Arunima also continues to be with us on the broadcast. Our reporters are tracking this story from all the angles. We also have Ritu and other colleagues joining us from different states. But before that,